You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hi, I'm Janet Lee. I make graphic novels, sometimes with decoupage, sometimes with watercolor, and you're watching The Experience.
Hey, must be Wednesday. We're Rupenstein. What's going on? Joel's in the house.
What's going on?
We got our buddy Alec here with us tonight. And did you watch the game last night?
No, I did not watch the game. I was pretty busy.
Oh my God. It was a
good
home run fest, dude.
Oh, the MLB game. No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I saw the score.
So in the news this morning, apparently, I think it was the Bryce Harper homer, and who else was it? I forget. But the noise was so loud at Citizens Bank that it actually showed up on the Richter scale.
I saw that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So can you believe this? Oh yeah, that must be a typo. Ed Weird, huh? That's weird. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Let me see. Thought you guys were running late tonight, and the ad on the EXP page says you're coming at 7. That's weird. All right, Joel. Yeah, it's still going on, buddy. Oh my God, that was an incredible game to watch. Obviously, game 4 tonight. Hopefully, I don't think Houston's going to play as poorly as they did last night. Although Dusty Baker, I think after the 3rd home run, probably should have pulled the pitcher, but whatever. Not like it would have made a difference since they couldn't put up any runs. But yeah, so very excited here in Philly land. Obviously, it's looking pretty good, but we'll see what goes on. You know how these things kind of roll, but very excited about
they're up 2-1. I mean, that's
2-1. I mean,
and they're still in Philly. Still in Philly. That's big.
They had thrown up a statistic that was pretty positive in the sense that I think something like 68% of the teams that win game 3 go on to win the series. Okay. So 68%, so almost 70%. There's still 30% chance you will not, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm cautiously optimistic. So Stevie B, Preston, sorry guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened. We had a little technical snafu. Sheldon, what's going on, guys? So what's been going on, Alec? How's your week been?
It's been busy. Everything with channel stuff and, house stuff. We just, channel just hit 10,000 subscribers the other day, so that was cool.
Nice, yeah. Very nice. So I know you were hovering around that 9 and some change for a little bit, so it's nice to see you push over to 10.
Yeah.
So
that happened. Cool. Actually happened a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So I was really.
There you go. We want to grow up and be like your channel.
Hey, dude, somebody said to me they're like any tips on how to just grow your channel. Just I don't know. If you just put out stuff that you're happy with and it's just literally content that you enjoy making, then it's not having to do something. It's like you're just doing something that you thoroughly enjoy. And people see that. And they're going to there's channels out there, YouTube channels that you can tell they're not there to make the content and interact with the community, and that's people know.
Now you can make a video on how to get your YouTube channel to grow and post that. Okay? And that'll go
No.
viral, right?
No, I don't think I truly don't think anything I ever make will be viral.
Oh, you never don't say that, bro. Don't say that.
I just have fun doing what I'm
say
doing.
or do something tonight that'll go viral. Never say that. Okay. So be spicy, where Rubenstein says. So other than that, so good week. Everybody's good. You're doing house stuff. What's going on with the house?
Still, just there's so much. The house truly needed to be completely redone. Like all the rooms, everything needed to be redone. We still got one more bathroom to redo, the laundry room. It's one of those. It's the whole thing.
So Ed Weird says, do a show with an acetate and 4 staples and you'd be viral overnight.
What?
What?
I gotta ask, whatever happened with that whole thing? I feel like it just dropped off the face of the earth and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, does anybody know? I mean, obviously, if you are the target of something like this, and you get caught up in it, obviously the thing you want the most is for everything to just die. So I guess it just died. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. But if the viewers have heard anything, throw it up on the chat. I'd be curious to see how that worked out. But it still makes for a good joke too.
Because there was honestly, there's a lot of like comic channels that I watched a lot. I'm just throwing names out there, like Near Mint Condition. Like they really do great work with omnibuses and just hardcover trade paperbacks. They do a phenomenal job, and I tune into them. There's so many channels that turned into just straight drama, and it's like, oh my god, I don't know. There's a lot of people I stopped watching for that reason. They post what's like, yeah.
Post like what?
I was gonna say the stuff that's like a reality drama. It's like, oh my god, did you guys hear what's going on in the community? It's when you take a step back and you really think about what's going on, like you're making a drama gossipy video in the realm of comic books. I mean, come on.
Hey, it gets you views. I mean, look at Ezra Miller. Look at Kanye West.
But that's different. That's what I mean though. It's like they're doing off the wall things with what they're saying and what they're doing.
Right.
One's a mega movie star. Kanye is Kanye's all over the place. And it's like, this is about a comic book thing. You're like, oh, did you see that this person did this in the comic book community? It's like, JD said it best. It's all about clickbait stuff.
We moved on to a fresher outrage like Momoko and NYCC. I don't know about this one. What's this one about?
I was going to say, I don't keep up to date with any of the stuff. I actually get a lot of my news from here or if someone reaches out to me.
Oh my gosh, did you hear about Nick selling on Dueling Dealers last night? Yes, Marcus, we did, because Amy and I have to do the processing for that. So we were very aware of
Dealers? What is that?
It's another YouTube channel that does claim sales, but original art. Yeah, so Nick was on the last night, I guess.
I'm good.
Selling original art. So some nice pieces. So just to warn you, Alec, before it goes real bad, you are a little blurry. So Comcast is screwing you again. Marcus, I didn't watch
Comcast.
What's that?
It's not even Comcast. I do. What was it? RCN? Or they got bought out by somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were Comcast.
No.
Yeah.
I refuse to do Comcast Verizon. I've had so many horrible experiences in the past with them.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though. Do you have? You do heavy streaming, so I don't know, but obviously RCN is falling somewhat behind. But do you have like an open? Where your house is, like, is it fairly open to that you get a good? No, it's not. It's crowded.
No, and that's what I think the problem is. It's the only place. So it's an old house. The only right now outlet that we have to run the internet is in like the back room, and I'm right next to that back room, which is odd because even with the walls, I've got it plugged into Ethernet. The other rooms, they don't get good Wi-Fi at all, and we have one of those extenders midway through the house. And it's still like just not that good.
All right. So no, the reason I ask is, but can you get an area? Like, how's your cell service?
I think my cell phone's really good.
Okay.
I take that back. I don't know.
Well, what service do you use? Verizon or?
So I've got T-Mobile, and sitting in my
Okay.
room I've got 2 bars, and in my house I usually have 4 bars, but it doesn't really load anything unless if I'm on Wi-Fi.
Really? Okay. So
Even
this
with
won't
full
load.
bars.
Really? That's
No,
weird.
because
Is
I
it
was
your,
gonna look into the hotspot that they do, because I've heard really
well,
good things about T-Mobile.
I got to tell you, I have it in my house. $50 a month, no contract, and it's fine for what I do. But I don't do YouTube streaming from my house very often. I think when my daughter got COVID, I was doing it for that week from the house. It was okay. I do streaming, but not like I'm not a gamer or anything, so I don't need that like heavy access. It's worked great for me. I got to tell you, I've had like really relatively little problems. I think it's been 2 years now I've had it, and I think that it's gone down once, and it was only for like a few hours, and I didn't even bother calling, just came right back up. So
yeah, I feel like we have a lot of internet issues, and we pay for the good one, because that was my whole like mindset, like, oh, we need the better internet. I'm always using something on the internet, and it's not that good.
Gotcha. All right. So all right. So Stevie B, how am I going to top that? I already did. We had Ken Hazer in the house live, doing sketches on covers live. Okay. So there you go. So I already topped that.
The Philly
Boom,
fanatic.
mic drop. What's that? But
I said the Philly
if I could
fanatic.
get Philly fanatic, I would. Trust me. Yeah, I need to get Bryce Harper on, dude. If I can get Bryce Harper on, oh my God, I create Get Me Gritty. Oh, Gritty still scares me. I'm not doing Gritty, bro. All right, Flyers need to bring home Stanley Cup before I do Gritty. So, all right, let's get to the best offer books. We only have 2 tonight. We have Avengers #1, Deadpool variant, signed by Greg Land. Suggested retail $39.99, and it's number 14 out of 100, and it is a best offer book starting at $14. Yeah, Marcus, you guys get John Cole, so it's better. You're right.
And he's still on vacation. Is that 3 weeks that he's been on vacation?
Well, now keep in mind, the first vacation was down at the Jersey Shore. This vacation is all right, Lars. You got it, buddy. I got you down.
So he came back from vacation to go on vacation.
Yes. Well, this vacation is now in Myrtle Beach. Okay. If you really want to make yourself crazy, become Facebook friends with John, and because he'll send me stuff. He's so bored right now. He said when he returns to the experience, he was getting a pedicure. He took a selfie of himself and texted it to me. Okay. So
send that to JD. Let's put that on.
On the next experience, he says, John gets a pedicure. Okay. I was like, what? I think I texted back, I hate you. I mean, come on, man.
That dude's living life.
John is definitely having adult drinks in South Carolina, my friend. Several, perhaps. All right. So, and Weird is filling us in on what happened. So, the lines to see her were too long. People got mad about the wait. And she was signing up to 10 items, but you could do more if you got back in line. That's all I'm finding. All right. And I guess somebody else put something else up there. I saw there were people and her line started to scuffle on Sunday at the con, and she just closed up her table and left.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Well, Peach Momoko, it comes from Japan. And I gotta say that in Japan, the crowds are somewhat more orderly. So she was probably shocked.
You don't say.
Yeah, she was probably shocked by the behavior and got scared and closed her table off and sought the sanctuary of her hotel room. I'm sure.
I'm almost 100% sure, and I'd hate to put this out there without being completely sure, but I think she actually got scared and went underneath her table to hide it out, and then someone helped her and they left.
Wow.
I'm like I said, I don't want to say that that's true or not, but I'm almost positive that's what I was told, that she literally got underneath her table.
So where Rubenstein says the exhibitors started lining up before even the VIP people were allowed in. All right. Well, that I got to admit, that is a problem with the con itself and the organizers of the con. You know, as a con organizer, you've got to know who's going to be popular, who's not. It's whether it's comic book, it's sports, whatever. Okay. You know, if God, please, if the Phils win the World Series and Bryce Harper shows up at a sports con, a sports collectors convention, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. I mean, you know, you got to plan for these things. Now, Peach Momoko is huge. Obviously doesn't live anywhere in the United States, lives in Japan. Her coming over is a very rare event. What do you think is going to happen? If you didn't foresee this, you know, that's the thing. They should have, 10 items is crazy. That is crazy.
Oh yeah, she was doing everything for everybody. It was like insane. Everything was free, up to 10 items, and she was apparently she was talking to everybody, having conversations, and they still took over.
First of all, I can't imagine that she agreed to that. Okay, so that again is the con, and I'm sure that she doesn't realize really how popular she is in this country as a creator, and is trying to be nice, and people take advantage, and again I put this firmly on whichever company organized the con. They should have known better. Read the room. Okay, she's coming. She doesn't come to US cons. Is this like her first time? Probably even.
I think it was.
Yeah. And you don't think something like this would happen? You would number one have somebody on staff. I've done a lot of conventions and trade shows in my day. Somebody on staff looking at badges. Okay, if you're an exhibitor, okay, you're out the door. You're here to sell your own stuff. Get out of here. Okay.
See, I think one of the big problems with that is, not to cut you off, but the exhibitor passes. If you go on any sort of social media and you've looked at the last couple of cons, a lot of people are just handing out these exhibitor badges to just people, to whether they come and help out just for a little bit. And I'm not saying that this is, all on Whatnot, because other companies are doing it too. But the people who are flaunting that they have an exhibitor pass through them, it's like, what association do you realistically have besides the fact that you sell books on the app? So it's the sellers, who are going to be selling on the app. Obviously, are taking full advantage of their opportunity.
Well, that's problematic.
But other businesses are doing that too. That's the thing.
Well, well, that's problematic. But you can't, and I have to kind of take a page from the sports industry, because there are several major conventions every year. One is the National Sports Collectors Convention, which is usually in Chicago one year and then somewhere else, and they flip every other year. If you're going to have a popular signer, you sure as heck don't do 10 items. Okay. All right. 1, maybe 2 items. That's it. Okay. You want another item, you get back in the back of the line. Okay. You probably should have charged for Peach Momoko. And I agree. Somebody said that she probably, somebody said she probably, what do you call it? Didn't realize she was as popular. She wasn't as popular prior to COVID. So she became more popular. Lars, man, I don't disagree with you. All right. But here's the thing. I got to be honest with you. Okay. I've worked a lot of trade shows and conventions. Okay. So somebody like say Panini shows up and gets an island space for an island booth. Yeah. Okay. You're going to treat those people like gold. All right. But if you take every individual dealer, and this is what they would do, and you treat them like gold, and you have situations like this. And here's the thing. Usually at the sports conventions, it's a completely separate entity that runs any autographs, okay, contractually. So you can't, as an exhibitor, bring your own guy into your own booth. It has to run through a separate company, and they control it, and they have booths set up with, if you didn't bring your own comic, they'll sell you something, or a photo, or whatever the case may be. And it works itself better to kind of control it. But yeah, I mean, we're Rubenstein. That's perfect. So I'm not saying, but Lars, man, that your large exhibitors, and maybe it's not totally fair, but your large exhibitors. So say Panini shows up somewhere, say Marvel shows up somewhere DC shows up, and they're paying tens of thousands of dollars for an island booth, and they're giving out stuff and bringing traffic. That's fine. But each individual dealer who's paying maybe, I don't know what booth space costs, $2,500 for the booth for the weekend, or whatever the case may be. All right. You got to have some control over that. Otherwise they're going to do that, and they're already in the convention floor because they get in before everybody else because they have a booth. which gives them the ability to line up. And you've got to cut that down, because guess what? As an exhibitor, or with a small booth, you still need the foot traffic too. Are you there to get Peach Momoko signatures, or are you there to sell your wares? And if nobody comes in, then you're worse than everybody else. So to a certain extent, it's like leasing a retail space, in my opinion. So I'm not disagreeing with what Larsman is saying.
Here's the other thing that's a big problem, though, is on the opposite side of everything you just said, which, you're an exhibitor, you're there to sell. Same with what Larsman said. You are there to sell, you're there to make your money. Someone like, say, me, I got offered an exhibitor pass by 2 separate people. I'm not going to be saying who they are, but one of them, all I had to do was help them set up one day, and I didn't have to hang out there or do anything. And the other person, all I had to do was make a post about saying, like, oh, come check out this place. I'm not a seller. I am not a retailer. I am nobody. So the fact that they could have that pass and give it out to whoever they want under those like small circumstances, imagine all the other people that they can hand that out as well. Even if it's only 3 people per, say, 100 to 200 booths that are there. Now you're looking at a couple hundred people out of this con who was all going for the same type of purpose, to sell stuff, but they have no association with any of these places.
Ignore the magic box that just appeared on screen.
But I think that's a major problem. Like, what I would have their name like as a badge, but I have no association with them. Like,
Well, I would say logistically, it is very tough to get individual name badges. It's tougher than you think to try and
I believe it.
But I would say this. What I know, again, I refer to the sports collectors industry, because that's yeah, good one, JD. Because that convention I worked, every year for like almost 10 years. If you were a major exhibitor with an island booth, you got 10 passes, because you do need crew to man that booth. You got 10 passes. If you're a regular dealer, you got 4. That was it. Okay. So, and they didn't necessarily use the name thing, but you got 4, and that's all you got. So only 4 of your employees could be in that building at any given time. And that's another way. If you're being offered this many exhibitor passes, that's a problem. That means they're giving out too many, and they can't do that, So, all right, let's get to the last best offer book. I know we've been talking about this, but that was an interesting topic.
I was gonna say, that was a good one.
Yeah. We'll continue that one. All right. So the next best offer book is Heroes Reborn, Marvel Double Action, #1, signed by Tim Seeley. Suggested retail of $39.99. It is number 10 of 22, and is the best offer book starting at $10. All right, and that takes care of our best offer books. This is a great price. This one, starting at the $10. But I think there are ways to control that. I'm happy. I hope Peach Momoko wasn't like freaked out, because she may never come back to the United States to another con. But I'm happy for her that she got an idea of how popular she's become. Since I guess COVID gave people a lot of time to kind of catch up and really indulge in their comic hobby and collection. So she definitely hit the radar at that point. But so let's see. JD says maybe she didn't even realize what she was doing. She thought she was having a little moment with fans. To a product for a complementary industry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a very good statement, I think. So, that's a sin. I mean, I wish people would just learn to behave, but you're seeing this happen all the time. The whole acetate thing. Yeah, I just all these gimmicks, and I don't know. You've got to kind of, in order for these things to run smoothly, you kind of have to control it, and there's nothing more you can do about that, and that's the problem. So unfortunate, but happy for everyone that did get her autograph, get to speak to her a little bit. Hopefully this has not frightened her, and she will come back at some point. But
well, she made a nice Instagram post about it too, talking about all of it. And I think the best part about the post was, I mean, it actually was kind of sad, because she put a lot of the blame on herself in the post, and it was like, man, like, it is absolutely not your fault by any means. But some of the stories that people are posting were so good. Like all in the comment sections, like, hey, Peach, you made my weekend, you made my day. Thanks for talking with me. Great human being, like all this positive stuff. So that was really cool.
Well, that's good. That means something positive has come out of it. That's a good
thing.
Lyle, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Hey, listen, just so you know, I think it was today. The prize that you won, I apologize for the delay. The prize that you won shipped out today. I think Amy probably would have emailed you with the tracking. All right, buddy. So sorry about the delay there. Like everybody, across the country, we've been, struggling with being a little bit shorthanded. So, but we try to get through. All right. So before we got to go to break, let's do another book. All right, let's do The Batman Who Laughs. The Grim Knight #1, signed in gold by Scott Schneider. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is number 3 of 50 signed in gold, and we have one available for $30.
That was such a fun read. The whole, everything with The Batman Who Laughs. That's probably my favorite thing from just DC that I've read in a very long time.
I got you, Preston, for the 10 on the Marvel Double Action. You got it, buddy. So let's see. Marcus said she had the interview with cartoonist Kay Fabi to tell her side. Oh, cool. It's just people need to learn to behave, dude. I don't know what's happening to the world. It's gotten to the point. All right, cool, Lyle. Very good, my man.
They really do. And I mean, that's one of the reasons that I had a long conversation about this with a couple of my friends about just how cons are now. And because we've talked about meeting up at the last couple of them, because, we all live, different sides of the country now, or, we're all busy. And we kind of all were just like, don't really want to go. I don't really like how things have been the last couple. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening. New York Comic Con, a fight broke out. And right now we just not really interested in it. Even my shop, they asked if I wanted to come in to help out on Black Friday, because that's their biggest day of the year. Like 2 years ago, they had a big fight break out at their shop over a couple of books. And I told him, I said, I don't think I want to do this. I just, I'm not interested. I don't like being in a mass group of people at this time.
I don't think anybody does. I would agree with you. But you know what? We got to take our first break. So stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes and we'll pick up on this topic. This is a good one.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on The Experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
we're back. So we were talking about the recent controversy. Peach Momoko was at a con signing, and I guess people got in a scuffle, and I guess she got somewhat frightened. And AR, I was never a big fan of crowds, but just recently in the news, there was a huge, unfortunate accident in Seoul, South Korea. Like 100 some people got trampled, and it wasn't for an event. It was a Halloween kind of thing. A lot of people were out. It was like a nightclub district, and it was just a sequence of unfortunate events, and all these people to try and leave and get to subways or however they were going home got caught in this very narrow sort of alleyway. And all of a sudden I read an article that said there's a physics to it. You get to a certain point and that mass of human bodies becomes like a wave. Yeah, it's weird.
I think I saw about that.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, 150 people died. And I'm reading, and they say that when you get that many people that closely together, it becomes like its behavior is almost like water. So if one person falls, then it becomes a domino, right? And that's when things start to happen, and it's just tragic.
What was it? That's like that. This is years ago, but that Jersey nightclub, you remember that caught fire?
Yep.
I think it was Jersey.
Yep. And another one recently.
Yeah, people could have left. People could have survived that, and it's because they just were pushing and shoving, and they got stuck. They literally couldn't get through because they couldn't just form a single file line.
I got to be honest. I mean, since the pandemic, I've more or less avoided any kind of crowds. I just. JD, right? I was never a crowd person to begin with. Yeah, I was never a crowd person to begin with. The pandemic gave me a very good, a very convenient excuse not to have to deal with that. So I didn't. And now, literally, a lot of people are still working remotely here at the office. So really there's a lot less staff here, which is, I got to be honest with you, from my perspective, it's, Amy and I work together. So Amy's here. Love Amy. That's cool. I see Nick here, our accounting department, our operations, but a lot of the other stuff is remote now. So kind of like the open space. I literally live about 7.5 minutes if there's no traffic from my house, from the office. And I find I don't even go anywhere anymore. My daughter told me about two towns over, she says there's this new restaurant. And I couldn't believe it. She said I sounded like such an old man. I go, oh my God, that's too far. She goes, too far. It's 2 towns over. What are you talking about? Too far. And she goes, it's like 8 miles, Dad. I'm like, oh, 8 miles. Oh no. I got to go home and watch the World Series. I know. I'm not going there.
But I feel really bad about it too, because even like at my comic shop, where I do the streams and all their whatnot stuff. And they've asked me a few times, like, hey, do you mind coming in? Or do you think, like, even I said for Black Friday, can you come in? And It's funny. Someone said AR the bouncer. I literally would be doing security the whole day, just making sure nobody steals.
I can't believe people got into a fight at a comic book store.
I'm pretty sure it was a few people that it broke out into a fight and everyone got thrown out. But I told them straight up, I was like, I'm really not, as much as I would like to help, I really don't like being around a crowd. I don't really want to be out there with all of those people. I said, I already know it's your biggest day of the year. I think last year or 2 years ago, I think it was the year of the fight. I think they had around 400 or 500 people that came into the shop that day. And I don't want to be there for that. They had a line that wrapped around the building to come in. Their deals are outrageous. They put everything more than half off, but I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I don't really want to be around it.
The only, now thinking back, the only thing, have I not seen Mallrats? Yeah, Triple B and Weird. And Weird, I agree with you 110%. The pandemic just reinforced it. I was not a big movie goer. When I was younger, I went only because I had no choice. It wasn't like it was going to be streaming like in a few weeks or whatever. Yeah, Miss Jen, I would agree. I would agree with that point. I would, everybody's a keyboard tough guy now. It's kind of like road rage, behind the keyboard of your laptop. You can be Mr. Tough Guy. Would you say exactly the same things if you were face to face? I don't disagree with that. I mean, helping my daughter coach a softball team. I see the girls and their parents all the time, twice a week, as a matter of fact, actually on weekends too. But I'm not a crowd guy. I've been eating a lot of takeout during the pandemic. I did go out to dinner with a friend of mine the other night. That was kind of cool. I kind of missed, eating in a restaurant type thing instead of always like taking out and stuff. That was cool. The only thing I went to with any kind of crowd was the 2 Phillies games, and I got the tickets for free, and they were Hall of Fame seats. They were great. And I took my nephew, and I met another friend who I hadn't seen since before the pandemic, so we both went. So the friend who gave us the tickets were all mutual friends. So he took one, I took one. So we got to catch up and stuff and watch the game. So that was cool. Did not like walking in and out of Citizens Bank. It just was, but it wasn't quite as bad. Like, I haven't been to an Eagle and actually physically been to an Eagles game in probably 2-3 years. That's for some reason much worse because everybody's trying to get into the stadium. It feels like at the same time. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, we when my one friend visited,
Lars, man, it's another middle-aged balding old man, dude. Somebody that my daughter played softball with before they were both recruited to college. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and Lars, man, you will find that my entire social network somehow is connected to softball. Okay, so the guy I got the tickets from, he and my other buddy. Our daughters all played on the same team. That's how we became friends. As I said, you spend so much time with these people. It's crazy, So we were always down at the Hampton Inn, and, at the lobby. We take over the lobby and bring our own beers, and families would bring like food trays from Costco and stuff. It was great. Lyle, there you go. Preston, I know for as little as $1,113, dude, I ain't paying that. That's even wild. My free tickets, Marcus, 6 Degrees of Cornelius the Squirrel. Hey, Preston, when I got the free tickets, it wasn't so free by the time the night was done. $14 beers. My sausage and peppers was $10. My nephew's burger and fries was like $12. I mean, I had 2 beers. That's $28 right there, man. And then he had to get the souvenir cup. Oh, that's right. Thank you, JD. $20 to park, which is actually pretty reasonable.
I was gonna say that's reasonable. When I went to a concert at Wells Fargo, it was 40 or 45.
Yeah, Phil's games are still 20. I don't know about Eagles games anymore, but they always charge you more if you roll up in your RV and you're gonna start tailgating.
I just went to one of the tailgates, but we walked there because my friend lives right there. I think an RV type thing was $75, and I think a regular car was $35. I think 35.
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because when you roll in an RV, they're going to charge you for extra spaces, which makes sense.
It does make sense. And I, for all things considered, I actually think 75 is reasonable for an RV.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, so for everything else, Marcus, the victory is priceless. For everything else, there's an American Express. All right, so let's get to our next book. This is a cool one. The Shadow #1, signed in silver by Garth Ennis, the Boys co-creator. I love this cover, by the way.
That's a really nice cover.
Classic, isn't it? Suggested retail of $69.99. It is number 17 of 25 signed in silver, and we have one available. It is one of our 5-star at $50 books.
I just don't understand how he does art like that. It looks too real. It looks real,
It does. All right, and let me see. We have a bunch of CCAs tonight. I've been loading this up, so let me count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. All right, 2. We may have brought on before. I'm not sure, but let's do the first one. Batman 66, number 23, signed with Batman cover sketch by the legendary Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have one available at a blockbuster price of $39.99.
I like when he does the covers like that.
I know.
He's done quite a few Batman ones like that.
Yeah, it was amazing when he was here, just watching him draw. Just right out of his mind, no reference point. It was really incredible watching that come to life.
And that's the thing, because I feel like he could bang that out in like 5 minutes, honestly. like 10
Not
minutes.
5 minutes, but
Once he colors it in, maybe like
well,
10, 15. But the drawing
what's
itself,
amazing? Well, what's amazing when he was here, we asked him how long it takes, or one of the viewers asked him, I forget who, how long it takes him to do those 4 connecting cover sets, right? 5 hours. Everybody was thinking days. He can bang that out in 5 hours.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's always amazing to me how it lines up and everything. You know, I can appreciate the gift when I don't have it. Which I
would like to know how he kind of makes that cover. Does he, I guess, I don't know, does he start it all together? Like, does he outline it so it's all linked perfectly and then he does it separately? Or does he actually keep them connected, whether it's taped on the underside or what?
We kind of touched on that question, but we got distracted. Obviously a lot of questions flowing through. So I don't remember him actually ever specifically answering that question, but we'll have to ask him. He said he's going to be on again. So
where's John when you need him? He has that answer.
Lars Van saying Invicta is blowing out their superhero watches today, most less than $100 plus $10 off if you use PayPal.
Oh, wow.
Quite a few in the $70 range. Not anymore. I'm sure John bought them all. So yeah, they're probably sold out.
He's too many adult beverages deep.
Yeah, exactly. Lyle, nobody loves Invicta more than John Cole. All right. So you got to tune in when John gets his new watch, whatever it is, and he'll bring it on board and show it to us. That's John's thing. The man collects comic books and watches. He only does the food thing on the side as a favor to friends, apparently. All right. So new comic book day. Anything this week?
There's actually quite a few new series that came out. I think, I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. I only picked up 10 books and 5 of them were new series. And I'll tell you what, I was talking pretty lowly of this one. Secret Invasion. It's a new series from Marvel. I mean, there's a TV show or a movie coming, but the thing is Secret Invasion. You've read this before. I don't know how many years ago. It's probably pushing 10 plus years now. It's the same title. It's the same concept of the story. I actually went into it. I was at the shop and I was like, all right, I think this is going to be a reprint. It's got to be a reprint. It's the same thing. It was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I like the artwork. And I mean, but that's the thing. If you read Secret Invasion the first time around, it's just the same exact thing, just not the same story, same concept. But I was like, all right, cool. And I see Preston Howe's Behold Behemoth. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was it's another it's not post-apocalyptic, but it's another apocalyptic type series. And I don't know about you. There's a lot of those in the market right now, like a lot of apocalyptic type stories. It was all right. In the video I made, I talked pretty lowly of it. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't as bad as I talked about it. I even recapped it with, it was kind of interesting. I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's new comic book day today, but just take that for what it is. I talked pretty lowly of it, but it's not that bad. It's just like every other apocalyptic series that's on the market right now. There's really nothing that makes it special. So
Creative Keep, what's going on, buddy? So that was a resounding endorsement. It's not that bad.
It's just there's so much apocalyptic stuff on the market. There's a lot. And if you're going to come up with something like that, it better be unique. Like there better be something creative about it. And it just a little interesting, but it's you've got apocalyptic setting. You've got a main character. He's got a messed up past. And now all these things are leading to it. I don't know. I've read it a million times. I'm sure how I just explained it. You've heard a bunch of stories like that too. Night of the Ghouls. My shop didn't get any Night of the Ghouls issue number 2. So sadly, I couldn't pick that one up. Gotcha. But one I am interested in is, I don't know if anyone read it. Did Ninja Funk from Whatnot come out today? Because Whatnot's posting all about it. I'm not seeing a single person post about it, and my shop didn't get any copies. So I don't know where the holdup is or what's going on with that, but they're saying it came out today, but everything I'm seeing says it comes out the 9th of November. So
interesting. So if anybody saw it, let us know in the chat.
Yeah, because my shop, they said they said it's not coming out this week, but Whatnot's posting that it's out. So
Ooh, that's a snafu between departments. All right. So, all right. Next book up, we've got Hawkeye versus Deadpool #1, signed by Deadpool co-creator Fabian Nicieza. Suggested
That's
retail
really cool.
$29.99. It is number 5 of 225. We have one available at $19.52. Wow, Ron's watch collection is around 300. Man, you and John Cole should definitely definitely have you got the show should just be Ron and John talking about their watches. All right, so that's the best price you're going to see for Fabian Nicieza's signature. I'll tell you that much. So Jen is asking, is it possible that shops don't order it if they feel like people will pick up Whatnot copies instead from Whatnot? I don't know.
I know my shop ordered the last one, Alpha Betas. They ordered quite a few copies of them, mainly because we do sell on Whatnot. So they're like, oh, they're coming out with a comic. We're probably, we should order it. But I know they ordered the first one and they said it wasn't coming out this week. So they do have it ordered. So I don't know what the deal is. I know a little while ago with one of the AWA titles, I think it was Devil's Highway Volume 2, Issue 1. It was supposed to come out and it didn't. And I reached out to someone from AWA and I was like, hey, is this book out or what's the deal with it? They're like, oh, yeah, it came out today. And they got back to me about it and they said Diamond actually didn't ship it. They messed the dates up.
Gotcha. All right, gotcha. All right, JD, I got you penciled in, buddy. If nobody else picks it up, it's yours, bud.
It is Ninja Funk, by the way. If, like I said, if anyone, I saw some people post or comment.
All right. Just giving you a heads up there, Alec, you are a little blurry, my friend.
Gotcha. Well, I'm plugged in. Let me, if I go off for a second, you'll know why. But I'm gonna switch to full Ethernet.
All righty. Yeah, Creative. We kind of loaded up on CCA. So you know what? We'll do another one, and then we will do a Rex cap, I think. All right. So let's see. All right. So we have. Let's do this one. All-Star Batman #1, signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
That one's
just
really
retail
good.
$149.99. We have the one available for $75. And I am almost positive we've never done that one before.
Not on the Wednesday, because I'd remember that one.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that is available. All right, Preston, here we go. Rex cap time. All right, so we started off with hold on.
Let's say it looks like
Lars Man. That's really nice, buddy. So JD, Lars Man is buying that one for you, JD. Do me a favor, JD. Remember to email me your shipping address, bro. All right. So we started off with Avengers #1, Deadpool variant, signed by Greg Land. It is a best offer book, and Lars Man is currently in the lead at 14. All right. And then we had The Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight #1, signed in gold by Scott Schneider. Number 3 of 50, signed in gold. It's just a retail of $89.99. We have one available for $30. See you, Lyle. And then we had The Shadow #1, signed in silver by Garth Ennis. It's just a retail of $69.99. We have one available, number 17 of 25, signed in silver, and is one of our 5-star at $50 books. Sheldon, what's going on, buddy? All right. So then we had Heroes Reborn, Marvel Double Action #1, signed by Tim Seeley. It's just a retail of $39.99. Preston is currently in the lead at $10. Then we did Batman 66 #23, signed with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. It's just a retail of $89.99. We have one available for $39.99. Then we did All-Star Batman #1, signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99. We have one available for $75. Oh, and that's it. I did a premature Rex cap. So all right. So I heard Marvel announced.
No.
No. It's not anything controversial. Marvel announced the Free Comic Book Day titles they're going to have. So that was pretty cool. So let's see. So for Free Comic Book in May of 2023, these are the titles that Marvel has released or will release on Free Comic Book Day. Avengers X-Men #1, and looks like a really pretty cool cover. Spider-Man Venom #1, also a really cool cover.
Hey, Preston got you on a claim.
All right, Preston, you got it, buddy. All right. So then we had Marvel Voices #1. It will also be a free book on Free Comic Book Day. And then one's geared more towards the kids. They've got Spidey and Friends #1.
Cool.
And that is not the final art that they showed on the website, but it looks pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. Don't know what we're doing at Dynamite yet for Free Comic Book Day, but I'm sure I'll find out shortly at some point. Lars, man, that was very generous of you, by the way. I know JD definitely appreciates it. And I know he is a huge Fabian Nicieza fan. So really appreciate it. Love this community. We are the opposite of what happened to Peach Momoko. You know, the best offer books sometimes don't really take off because everybody's too nice to each other. It's like that 4-way stop sign and nobody goes. Everybody's trying to let everybody else go. No, you go. But that's really what's great about this community that we have here.
That's what I used to miss on a lot of the Instagram auctions that we would that I would be a part of. I'll tell you what, that community before like Whatnot and COVID, it was so awesome. Everybody was sharing each other's auctions that they were doing. There'd be like time slots, like, oh, go catch this person at 7, then 8, 9. Everything like it was a really good community of people, and that was the same way. Just like, oh, I don't want to outbid you. Just all yours.
So no, I agree with you. But all right, so that's a funny one. John at the Movies Free Comic Book Day. JD with Dynamite is giving away free veggie sandwiches. Emmy Comics, what's going on, buddy? Sheldon. Sandwiches. Yeah, but there's no meat. So Sinner 24, I won't fight you for a Peach Momoko comic book. Preston, I don't know. You got to wait until John Cole comes back. Ask him if he can do it in the shape of Vampirella. If anybody can do it, Preston, he can. That's for damn sure. We all know that. But just the collars. Too funny, man. So here's something else I read. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's going to be an Eternals 2.
I mean, there kind of has to be, but
I don't know, man. So it's weird. I was in line first, and I only bought 3 long boxes staff signed. Fight is on.
That's it, just 3.
But I don't know, man. I guess there has to be.
There's got to be the second one. I'm sure the second one will be much better than the first one.
Well, they're saying Chloe Zhao is going to be the director again. And I think that's a huge mistake. And no disrespect to her. I think she's an excellent director. I just don't think she's cut out to direct a superhero film.
I mean, I honestly think that the movie was good outside of the story because it was just so long. It was very boring. That's why I always said like it should be split up into 2 movies.
They focused on the wrong characters. You know what I mean?
They probably did that too.
Yeah.
But the action scenes were really well done and the fights were awesome.
Yeah,
That gives me hope. I think just the whole, like all of that was really good. That's why, like I said, 2 movies would have been great. Backstory for 1, the setup, and just the action, everything they were building up to. Second one would be great, but now instead, they've got to kind of redo it all again. And to be honest, I don't even know all the Eternals because there's no way they could have properly got us attached to all of them. There's too many.
All right, JD, yeah, confirmed. Unfortunately, let me see. Emmy Comics is disappointed. Where Rubenstein, Kevin Feige is trying to get fired. So Weird says, I'm starting to wonder about the MCU. It seems like it's falling in on itself. The Screaming Goat, She-Hulk. I don't know. We'll see. I think that part of the problem is just the saturation. You know, back when it was at its height, we were all waiting for Avengers Endgame for it to all, culminate right at that point. But now you got TV series. You got, eventually certain things are not going to be good. I'll give Chloe's out this much. I don't know. Maybe it was a screenplay. I don't know. I really felt like focusing on the two characters was a mistake. There was a lot of other interesting things. I agree, Ed Weird, the Screaming Goats, I don't get it. She-Hulk, I really enjoyed it. I got to be honest with you. I was having this discussion with somebody else, and I think you put it best, Alan. You gotta take it for what it is. Okay, it's a superhero series, but it's structured like a sitcom,
and that's it.
And if you look at it that way, it's very entertaining. I thought,
Yeah. If you take out of the equation that it's part of the MCU, it's building to something. If you just look at it for simply exactly what it is as a standalone, it ain't that bad, but it's really not that good.
It's not. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, not as much as say like Peacemaker, but I enjoyed it. I did.
I'd put She-Hulk at a solid 6.5. That's right. I'd put it there.
I mean, I got to tell you this. I enjoyed it more than Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, Moon Knight was terrible.
Okay. Yeah, Oscar Isaac was great, but it was
I'm convinced if Oscar Isaac wasn't in it, nobody would even talk about that show at all. It was that bad. He's the only reason it was good.
Yeah. Where Rubenstein, I have no idea. I'm not involved with that. So I know because we get our information from the same place, the internet. Lars man, that's a good statement. I am not a critic of Marvel and DCU media. I'm just glad to live in a time where it exists. And I have to totally agree with that, because I remember growing up thinking, why doesn't somebody make a superhero film? It'd be so cool. Growing up with the Adam West, Batman TV series, the George Reeves Superman. I felt the same way. But it's in people's nature to be critical. I mean, there's no way around that. So, all right. So we got to take our next break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey.
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
All right, and we're back. All right, so Jay, what's going on? Jay Bird's in the house. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I know it is really cool to see that, isn't it? Somebody picked up the Fabian Nicieza book for JD. That was really cool. Lars Man, I think it was.
It was.
Yeah, I would agree with what Lars Man's saying, but the reason I kind of enjoyed it as well was because you didn't have to pay that much attention to it. You didn't have to focus quite as much because it was kind of like a sitcom. You know what I mean? So I was okay with it. I really got to tell you, I've certainly seen worse. I don't know. I almost feel like I liked it better than WandaVision. I don't know.
That's stretching. I actually really liked WandaVision. Maybe because
I didn't like WandaVision. I'm just saying I think I felt like I liked She-Hulk better than WandaVision.
But on that same spectrum, you did like She-Hulk, though. Not a big fan of She-Hulk, but I've really enjoyed WandaVision. Maybe it was because it was the first show from Disney Plus.
Maybe.
But I would have to rewatch that, but I have a hard time rewatching things if I already know what's going to happen. One of those things. Same with movies. I usually don't rewatch movies.
Well, I have not been able to muscle through Andor, so at some point I'm probably going to have to go back and try to.
I actually forgot that was still happening. I don't see a single person talking about that show.
Yeah, it's the first couple of episodes. I don't know, man.
I heard it was slow, got really good, and as soon as I saw people saying, "Oh yeah, this episode was awesome," I have not seen one person talk about it since.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just I don't know what it was. Just something, I couldn't get hooked onto it, so I don't know. But I'll try. Slow night or something. I'll probably do it.
I probably won't watch it. I still haven't seen the other ones.
I don't know. I'll probably there's definitely going to be a night where I'm bored, so I'll definitely probably go back and do it. Lars Man said I really had to fight through Andor. Last couple of episodes finally made it okay. Not great, but okay. All right. Well, that's not good. So JD says the current 3-episode arc is just depressing. So all right. So 3, 5, and through 6 are 3, 5, and 6 are good. I don't know. At some point I will because I'm just a huge Star Wars fan, but still. Ron sent me a great commission that he did for Star Trek. I did not send it to JD, so we don't have it. But it was phenomenal. Whoever you got it, that was a beautiful piece, Ron. All right. So let's do. You know what? Let's do.
Super quickly, I saw someone mention it earlier. I don't remember who it was, but whoever was talking about whoever played She-Hulk, she to me is the same way with Oscar Isaacs in Moon Knight. Without her, the show would be just. I mean, the show already just meh, but she really made the show. She, in my opinion, was phenomenal as She-Hulk. Like she absolutely killed it. There was I agree. I can't imagine anyone else playing her. Well, I'm sure
I would agree. I say I would agree that she. What's her name? Oh my gosh,
It's
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah.
Yeah, she you have to give them credit for one thing. They have been casting excellent actors in the role.
And that's what bothers me so much is they have so much money and they're getting so many good actors and these scripts are just so rough. Like, think about it. You got Moon Knight. Anything that you could have done with Moon Knight, and that's what you did with it. I at least respect the idea that they did something completely off the wall different with She-Hulk that fit the She-Hulk comics. It just didn't really land with a lot of people, but that is how she is more so in comics. But it's like, what is going on with these scripts? Like the writers, what is going on with this? Like, and was it you have actors stand up like Ruffalo? Like, what are they doing with the Hulk? It has been how many movies now? This is the Hulk we are talking about here. And they are doing, oh my goodness, they're destroying that character like show by show, movie by movie. And what Ed Weir said, that Werewolf by Night was the best thing that they have put out probably in the entire phase. That was just, it was good.
I guess maybe when you're churning out this much in quantity, it's harder to get the script right than it is to hire a talented actor. I don't know.
I guess, but at the same time, it's not like, I mean, I don't remember the names of who did all the movies. Was it I don't want to say it wrong. The Russo brothers, did they do a lot of the movies in phase 3?
I think so, yeah.
So it's like, so even if like whatever name, if you have somebody who's making these movies, yeah, it might take a year or so to pump out the next one, but it's not the same writer on every single one of these shows. It's not like, all right, we're done with Moon Knight. We got to we got to work on this and work on this at the same time. You've got different people working on something. And none of these shows are coming out. I mean, this is all my opinion, but none of these shows are really coming out all of that good. They're just decent at best. I mean, Moon Knight was atrocious in my opinion.
Right.
I'd say all of the shows this new year really haven't been all that good. The first few with Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki was top notch. But those shows,
Loki was excellent. Again,
all of those shows were something different.
But again, phenomenal acting. I think that's the one, piece of continuity that's gone all the way through.
But I guess the same problem with that is that you have these actors who are already established in the MCU. You've got WandaVision, Loki. They added new ones, obviously, but your main cast is already established in the MCU that's done multiple movies. And I don't know, maybe that played a big role into it. And now all of a sudden they're going off on new characters, new actors, new scripts, new everything. They've never worked with each other before. There's a lot of what ifs games being played, but I have faith for the next phase. I think they're going to get a lot of the kinks out. I chalked this one up for a loss, but they tried new things, and I respect that.
So, JD, can we throw up, because I know he's using Facebook, so not everybody can see what Weir just said right there. That's a good one. I'm still ticked that Hulk never got his rematch with Thanos. Not only did Thanos own Hulk, he made Hulk scared. What? I hated how they left that. I kind of agree with that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they kind of need to deal with that. They never did. So that is a very good point. You wanted, it just never happened. And of course, now Thanos dead and whatever. But Ron, that's great news, by the way. Season 3 of The Mandalorian, that worked. That totally worked. Obi-Wan, I was okay with it. I liked it to a certain degree, but not as much as I liked The Mandalorian.
What was season 2? Was that Book of Boba Fett? Was that season 2, technically?
That was, come on. All right.
But I heard that one was bad, too.
What's that?
But I heard that was bad.
Well, Boba Fett part was bad, but then when The Mandalorian came back, it got good. So I don't know if they planned that or what, but, So, yeah, it's who knows? I mean, it's been around a long time now, the MCU, so inevitably, I did not watch the Avatar 2 trailer. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was out. Oh, I'm gonna go.
I didn't see that yet. That's awesome.
I love Avatar. I'm very excited about Avatar 2. I love.
This is gonna blow your. This probably won't blow your mind, but it's probably gonna blow your mind to an extent. I just saw Avatar for the first time this year, at the beginning of the year.
Okay, yeah, that kind of blows my mind, Dave.
I know.
Are you done watching Hawkeye?
Oh yeah, I finished that a while ago. That one's real good. I actually forgot about Hawkeye.
And what did you think about Avatar?
Oh, it was awesome. I can't believe it took me that long to watch it. That was awesome.
I can't believe it took you that long to watch it either. What? It's been 20 years, bro. Like, come on.
I know.
First time I saw that movie, there were probably a few movies through history where I watched it and it was like, wow. Avatar was definitely one of them. The other one that jumps to mind was obviously The Matrix. Marcus, I did not watch it in the theater, believe it or not. But with Rubenstein, I totally disagree, man. There's so much that is unexplored with that storyline. I totally disagree. I hope that you're wrong, and I hope that it turns out to be an excellent movie. But I really enjoyed the first one. The whole concept of it was just unbelievable. Stephen Lang, I love him as an actor. Yeah, so dude, I loved everything about Avatar. I even loved the ride in Disney. Okay. The flight of the flight of the, I forget what the name of it is.
I definitely don't know.
IMAX is probably a good way to see it, like Ed Weird did. Where Rubenstein, don't break my heart, dude. I've been waiting a long time for Avatar 2 to come out, man. It's like 20 years. Flight of the Na'vi, I want to say, I might be wrong. But the ride was phenomenal. The whole thing is just, the whole concept was just so incredible. All right, you got Stephen Lang doing a little Transformer stuff, you know, with the suit. It was just such a great Flight of the Navigator. Is that? Yeah, I think that's right. No, is that right? Now I gotta look.
Now what I will say is I'm kind of on the same page with where Rubenstein. Obviously, I just recently seen Avatar, so it's a little bit more fresh for me. So seeing a second movie come out, it's like, oh, cool. I just watched the first one for the first time, so it's not that far. But Neff, I watched Avatar when it came out maybe a couple times, and now all these years later, every time like a sequel comes out after all these years, I assume it's going to be more of like a cash grab, and it probably won't be that good. I mean, they did it with Dumb and Dumber. The Halloween movies are still going on for some odd reason.
I disagree. Because first of all, it's been a 20-year separation. Thank you, Sheldon. Yeah, Flight of Passage. You're right.
I like to preserve this, just, I don't know, like this positive, just what I think of it, you know, like I didn't even watch the next Dumb and Dumber and like movies like that. I just like, you know, I love the first one. I don't want it ruined for me.
And yeah, but Dumb and Dumber, I mean, you had a limited storyline. That was a one film kind of story. Okay. All right. You know, and then the younger guys, I mean, that was so stupid. They were milking it. We realized that.
That's such a horrible comparison, though. I'm sorry, but that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, no, I get you. But Avatar, the way it ended, it lent itself to another story. You know,
it's open-ended.
Right. He died and he successfully entered the Avatar's body. All right. Now there's a whole story to be told for that. You know what I mean? That they never addressed. And it took 20 years for them to address, you know, and look at it this way. The ride in Disney opened up, I don't know how long ago, I guess 5, maybe 6 years ago. It was kind of brand new, maybe longer than that. I don't even know. But it was still a hit. And the movie at that point was at least a decade old, if not 15 years old. All right. Let me see if I could, because I did pull it up.
They could literally throw that in the theater and it would probably be the best selling movie out of a lot of movies. Again.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to look it up. What year did it open?
I feel like it came out around the same time as Pirates of the Caribbean for some reason.
No, I'm talking about the ride.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Wait, is that right? It was launched in 2011. It's been around for 10 years. Wow.
You're coming up on 12 years.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Man, I'm getting old. Holy crap. But here's the thing, though. But even if you assume that, the movie was 10 years old, okay? All right, wait a minute. It was 2009? Hold on. Let me see. Is that right? Avatar was 2009? I guess you're right.
Hey, wait, this is
2009. Wow.
I don't know if you knew this, but did you know there's another Avatar coming out right after this next Avatar?
Yeah, somebody just posted it up. Avatar 3 is coming out in like 2023 or 2024.
2026. Avatar the Tolkien writer.
Oh, okay. Wait. So that's good.
So
that's a good thing, I
there's,
think.
So there's Avatar The Way of the Water in 2022. Avatar 3, it says 2024.
The Rubenstein says there are 5 coming.
Yeah, Avatar the Tolkien Rider 2026 and Avatar 5. Oh wait, Avatar 5. Wait, yeah, Avatar 5 is 2028.
Okay.
That's wild.
All right, so JD says the ride opened in 2017. That sounds about right to me. So the movie was almost what? Think about that. Okay, 12 years old, the movie. And Disney felt enough confidence that they built the ride 12 years later. That tells you something. That's how much that movie stuck. It was like The Matrix. It just stuck. You know, the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, that just blew my mind. The whole concept, the storyline behind it. Now, obviously, with The Matrix, they went bang, 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 and they made 3 in a row. But I think everybody was waiting for that. Yes.
I don't think you ever said or you ever told me how that new Matrix was. And I remember talking to you about it, and you were very, very excited. Very excited.
Maybe it was Robbie. I thought I did talk to you about it. It might have been Robbie. I gotta say that I was disappointed in a certain way. I think the screenplay was not badly written. The storyline was not bad. The way they handled it was not bad. But I think that there was too much time that passed, and all of a sudden, Keanu Reeves and Carrie. Carrie.
I was saying, I don't know who they are. Well, I know Keanu, but
Carrie's Trinity. I just forget her last name, the actress. But anyway, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Carrie Ann Moss, that's right. But the problem was that they were just getting to the point where they were too old to do the physical stunts, and you could tell, you know, and that that kind of you know was a little disappointing. But I like the concept, you know, the whole concept. So I was disappointed in that it didn't have the same grab that it had when I saw the original one, but I'm not disappointed that I watched it. Yeah, you know, if I had to go to the movie theater and watch it, like there's no.
That's good.
Yeah, so that was okay. I ended up watching it twice. You know, John probably watched it 20 times. But
now I didn't watch it, but I have to go back and see the original ones. It's been too long.
Where Rubenstein wasn't there, Speed 2, there was, and Keanu wasn't in it. That was one of the problems. It was on a boat, I think. It was on a cruise ship. If I believe, Speed 2. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. That was not a good movie at all. Speed was a great movie, you know. So yeah, there's some things you can't do, but I think Avatar is one of the ones you can. And you've got James Cameron on it as well, you know,
and he's legit.
Yeah, he's legit. He is totally legit. I remember reading that when they tried to. Yeah, that's right, did kill his career. When they tried to tell James Cameron what to do, and you know, or tried to influence him on Avatar 2, and he screams back at him, you know, I'm the one that paid for your studio, okay, and he's right, okay. One of the highest, is it the highest grossing film in history? I don't even know.
I think it is. I'm pretty positive it is.
Yeah, you can't sell James Cameron short, man. All right, so you know what? Let's get to another CCA here.
Speaking of that, though, super quick, they're coming out with a second Constantine, aren't they? Speaking only because everyone's on the topic of remakes. Well, not remakes, but sequels.
The actor who played Boba Fett was in Book of Boba, was in Speed 2. All right, so. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's definitely on the list, I think. All right, so next up we got Invincible Iron Man number 600, signed with Spider-Gwen cover sketch. by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza.
Oh my God,
Nice
that's
one.
awesome.
That is awesome. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $75. And I know we haven't had this one on before.
No, we have not, and that one is so cool.
So yeah, we've got Geoffrey Gwynn doing stuff. Obviously, we have Joe Del Beato, and I hope to have some Gordon Purcell stuff soon for the show as well. So we're going all the way, man. But Endgame is, yeah, maybe Lars, man. You know, I mean, that's cool too. I love both movies, but Avatar was just one of those movies that grabbed me, and
it was so different at the time too. You know,
what's that?
It was so different for its time too. There was nothing.
Oh yeah,
like
it was completely something that you know nobody really thought of. It is weird. You know what? We'll throw that one back up. I think we did. Did we do that one? We did do that one.
We did that one.
So, all right. Yes. All-Star Batman #1 signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. $149.99 suggested retail, and we have the one available for $75 and colored in the style of Art Adams. So let me see. Marcus says Endgame passed it. Then they re-released Avatar again and take the lead. Yeah, well, but yeah, the Spider-Gwen and the Poison Ivy are really, really, it's amazing. But yeah, we're trying to get more cover sketches in house. All right, so yeah, so I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for Avatar to come out again. As I said, we love everything Avatar, my daughter and I. The ride, dude. We had the 3 visits ago when she was still in high school. We were down there and we had fast passes to the safari, and we'd wait in this massive line. And then we wanted to go again, but it was going to be so close based on the amount of minutes amount of time we'd have to wait. It was like an hour and a half. And we decided to wait in line. We ended up missing our fast pass for the safari. But what are you going to do? It was worth it. All right. So Lars Man says, I would like it if Nicieza had a different base artist than Del Beato. I like his stuff, but ready for something else. Fair enough. So the Spider-Gwen. All right. So you know what? Let's throw them all out there, and then we'll do another Rex Cap. All right. So we have 2 with Mariana as the colorist. But these are done by Geoffrey Gwynn. So we have Doctor Strange #1 signed with Phoenix cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. And I realize I spelled Phoenix wrong, and it's now on the crawl. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one for $75.
Phoenix is one of those words. Gets you every time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually spelled phonix.
That's how I say it. That's how I say it and spell it.
Yeah, you know, but all right, so that we also have available. Let me see. All right, and let's do a Rex Cap before we have to go to our next break. All right, so we started with Avengers #1, Deadpool variant signed by Greg Land. It is a best offer book, and Lars Man is in the lead at $14. Then we did The Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight #1, signed in gold by Scott Schneider. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is number 3 of 50, signed in gold, and we have one available for $30. Then we did Heroes Reborn, Marvel Double Action #1, signed by Tim Seeley. Suggested retail of $39.99. It is a best offer book, and Preston is currently in the lead at $10. And then we did Batman 66, number 23, signed with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $39.99. Then we did All-Star Batman #1, signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have one available for $75. That Art Adams style is phenomenal. Then we had Invincible Iron Man #600, signed with Spider-Gwen cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one available for $75.
I do like that one a lot.
And then finally, we had Doctor Strange #1 signed with a misspelled Phoenix cover on the crawl. But Phoenix cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. It's just
JD fixed it.
What's that?
JD fixed
Thanks,
it.
JD. It's just retail $149.99, and we have the one available for $75. And then, you know what? Let's do a Dynamite book real quick. You know what? We have new medals. That's right. I forgot. We got new medals that just came in. All right. So let's do the first one. Immortal Red Sonja #7. Nice. Premium metal cover by Joseph Michael Linsner. Suggested retail of $100, and we have the one available for $73.
I don't know if anyone out there in the chat has actually seen these metal covers, but they're legit. They are very nice.
And they're getting a little tougher. I heard today eavesdropping on production guys talking with each other. Our printer manufacturer for the metal covers has been hit with supply chain issues. So he's actually run out of the alloys to help make the covers. So it's slowing it up. So hopefully, Triple B. So hopefully, we don't run into a problem. So pick them up where you can get them, because we may have a slight delay, just like everybody else in the world, with supply chain problems. But this is a beautiful cover. I have no idea, Edward, to be quite honest with you. I'm not entirely sure what they do. There is a paper cover behind it. I want to say I have no idea, buddy. Yeah, I just sell the books. I don't make them, thankfully. I make 4 staples. There you go. Acetate's free. All right, so we got to take our last and final break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
I am artist and writer of Plume, and right now I am working on The House of Lothar. It is a rehabilitation center for cryptids, so check it out. It's on Webtoons. And you are watching me on The Experience.
right, we're back. All right, Ron. Ron wants to see. We only have one more CCA left. It is Batman Superman number 30, signed with Batman Superman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Let's see. It's just retail of $89.99, and we have the one available for $41. Hold on a second, Ron. I thought I counted more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5, buddy. We have 5 of them today, Ron. So you know what? I'm going to do a quick recap of the CCAs. All right. So we had Batman number 66, number 23, signed with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have the one available for $39.99. Then we had, we just flashed it, Batman Superman number 30, signed Superman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. I love when he does that. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $41. And then we have All-Star Batman number 1, signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. $149. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $75. Then we had Invincible Iron Man number 600, signed with Spider-Gwen cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have one available for $75. And then Doctor Strange number 1, signed with Phoenix cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. Just retail of $149.99, and we have one available for $75. All right. So during the break, Nick clued me in on something that I was not aware of. So I'm going to go through all the metal covers. The metal covers we have tonight have not been offered anywhere yet, as far as I know. I don't know when they're shipping out to retailers. So this is the first chance to see them, first peek, if you will, first opportunity for anybody to purchase them. So first we did Immortal Red Sonja number 7, premium metal cover by Joseph Michael Linsner. At the retail of $100, and we have one available for $73. Then we have Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids number 4.
Oh, that was awesome.
That one is awesome. All right. Number 4 premium metal cover by Joe Simcoe. Suggested retail of $100. We have one available for $75. And then we have Vampirella Strikes number 6 premium metal cover by Steven Segovia. Suggested retail of $100. And we have one available for $69.19. All right. So that covers the metal covers. And let's see. All right. And to throw it out there, as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles. Suggested retail, a cover price of $3.99 or higher. Suggested retail of $40 or higher. And as always, as thank you to our viewers, we have it available for $5.50 a title. Can't go wrong there. If you want to pick up some Dynamite titles, we will, as always, if you buy more than one, we'll try to avoid duplication as best we can. The collars. It's the collars. It's always the collars. That one. When Robbie said that, I love the collars. That one stuck, boy. That one really stuck. So let's see. All right. All right. So what else is going on, man? Anything in the comic book world you want to talk about, or?
I was gonna say I think things have been pretty quiet for a little while as far as that goes. I see a lot of people posting, mainly just on YouTube. I really don't go on Instagram that often.
Right.
It's not a great place. But as far as like videos go, people are talking about how just like comic prices, they're all going down, even with like the new reveals for movies and TV shows. Like it's not really spiking any of the books. So it's just like, man, our books, like they're just heavily dropping. They keep dropping. I think it's mainly just because, I guess technically we're in a recession, but just prices overall are they're so expensive, and just people aren't buying comic books like that anymore. Other things,
Right. Marcus says, give us that drama. Lars Man says Elon Musk should buy MTV and make them start showing videos again. Nobody watch. First of all, the younger generation, like my daughter, they watch any music videos. They're watching on their phone or their iPads. So I don't know if MTV could be relevant again. That's something from Lars Man, and I think we're of the same generation, boomers, millennials, whatever you want to call us. But that was our way of watching or absorbing music. Kids don't do that anymore, man.
That was literally my wake up routine. Is I would turn the TV on, MTV, get ready, eat whatever I have to do, and I just have MTV on in the background. Did that for so many years.
Preston, I don't know, dude. Is MTV still around?
They've got their shows. No, they play a lot of shows. I haven't had cable in probably over 10 years at this point. But they've got their shows. It's like Rob Dyrdek's whatever it's called, Ridiculousness, stuff like that. Those.
That's right. I forgot, Marcus. Yeah, Jersey Shore was on MTV. So Creative Keep says 007 dude is going to play Thor's brother in a Disney series.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I rewatched Jersey Shore probably 3 years ago. Oh,
I have never watched an episode.
I don't care what anybody says.
Jersey Shore, dude.
That show is gold. That's a gold show. That's an S tier.
Entire state, dude.
That's an S tier show. That is gold. I laugh every time I see it. And it's mainly because they are all just scumbags, and everything they do is the scummiest thing on this planet. But it's funny. I laugh every time what they do.
Seaside Heights wouldn't have him back. They didn't want him back.
I believe it.
It caused so many problems. Lars Man, the only things I watch on my satellite are Cowboys football, OU football, and Oak Island Mystery.
I literally remember being in college, like a lot in high school, but when I started pushing college, like the first couple of years, that's what a lot of people did. They did like the fist bumps, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the Jersey Shore," and they would people would have that on like during pre-games, and it's just like a Jersey Shore episode, and everybody would be doing shots like with them and what they would talk about too. And it's like every time they did this, you got to take a shot, and it's like, wow.
But kind of like our show.
That was it was like a pregame show, and people loved it.
Too funny. Snooki and Mike the Experience, dude.
He went to prison.
What's that?
The situation, he went to prison for like tax evasion or tax fraud.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. He spent like 2 years or something like that. Or something.
I think so. I mean, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
I guess in a sense, for someone that popular, a couple of years is still a couple of years,
Yeah, no doubt. JD says his parents still watch nothing but Bachelor spinoffs and home improvement shows. It makes me afraid to get older.
Hey, home improvement's still a good show. I don't care what anyone says.
Dude, it happens. I got to tell you, JD, it really happens. You get to a point in your life. When I was young and computers were still coming out, man, I was rocking my Commodore 64 at home. My school had gotten like a handful of Commodore pets. And, we all thought we were like computer guys and stuff. Now at my age, dude, I'm like grandma and I need help with the remote control. What do these buttons do, dear? It's become like that, man. I'm like the old guy that can't get the VCR clock to stop flashing 12. All right, let's get to some Dynamite Virgin coverage.
Hey JD, did you get the email that I got from Ron? I forwarded it to you. Just let me know if you got it.
Ed Weird.
Awkward
what's a VCR?
silence.
JD's
Don't say that.
What's a
Sorry,
VCR?
yes, I did. I apologize. It just loaded up because I didn't show up until I refreshed my email.
Oh, tell us the truth. You went to the fridge to get another beer. Don't lie, JD.
Mountain Dew, actually. Beer after 7.
Yeah, attaboy.
That's almost
all right,
8.
So if you can throw up the commission, the Star Trek commission Ron got, because this was super cool. He emailed it to me, and I should have emailed it to JD. I totally forgot. Thank you, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Mueller is the artist. So we'll give JD a second. I know StreamYard's been acting a little wonky. Yeah, creative keep. Daniel Craig, I could see him playing that. I think he'd be good. I really do. So I didn't realize that though. I had not heard that.
Is that the 007 fella?
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
He made a great 007 too, I thought.
I'm sure he did. It's one of those movies where I don't know. I just I gotta sit down. I gotta catch up on the old ones, and I just feel like I don't have time to sit down for like a 2.5-hour movie. They're also
You should watch. If you don't watch them all, you should watch the first one, Casino Royale.
That's
He was
nice.
phenomenal.
I heard that's a great movie too.
Yeah, he did a great job. So this is the commission that Ron got. Obviously, Mr. Spock with the stash. That was the one where he went back to Vulcan and had to duel the other guy, his wife's lover or something else. And of course, Kirk, his famous pose with the communicator. Yeah, and weird. I agree with you. Yeah, the last one wasn't the best, but still. Ponfar, that's right. Thank you, Marcus. But claim Ron CCA. I don't think we can do that, my friend. It doesn't work that way. So JD says if you want the closest to Ian Fleming, I think Casino Royale is it. Yeah, I got to tell you, that was the opening scene. All of a sudden, it was an entirely different Bond, action Bond. Doing all this crazy stuff. Jumping from buildings. They were on a crane. It was phenomenal. It was a nice change to years and years of felt like everybody was more or less a Roger Moore Bond. Okay, Timothy Dalton, they tried to turn him into a Sean Connery Bond. And then what's his face? Remington Steele. I can't remember the actor's name now. Pierce Brosnan. He kind of, they tried to turn him into a Roger Moore kind of Bond. But when Daniel Craig came along, he became a new type of Bond. He was different from all the other iterations. He became his own sort of Bond. And I really, really like that. And Weird says, yeah, I agree with that. Last one was very disappointing. It seemed like they just threw it together to have another one with Craig. Yeah, I would agree with you. And I think Craig was done. Have not seen Black Adam yet. Waiting for it to stream on HBO Max, and then I'll watch it then. But
believe it or not, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I've heard. Listen, still making money, and I heard some things, but the critics panned it, but it seems like the fans liked it. That's at least the feeling that I'm getting.
To me, that's all that matters.
I agree. The whole movie critic thing has become more or less, I mean, back in the day, the Siskel and Ebert 30-minute show was always great. There was a need for it. Now there really isn't.
It's gonna sound crazy, but I just don't trust anybody. Like movie critics, I don't trust them. I feel like they're all paid for. Like their review is paid.
Hey, if you're gonna go down this road, you need to get your tinfoil hat. We talked about this, Alex.
I told you it never comes off. The tinfoil hat is always on.
Well, we need to physically see it, bro. Okay.
One day I'll grab it and I'll have it right here. I'll just say, we're going on. No, but seriously, like tell me I'm wrong. Like I guarantee all those like high end movie critics like, oh yeah, this was a top end movie. This is incredible. It's all paid for. They're getting paid. I know it.
I wouldn't disagree with you. All right. So let's get through these Dynamite incentive covers. They're really cool. So we have Cherish #1, limited edition, virgin cover by Mark Silvestri and Omi Ramalante. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And we have one available for $40.
Ed Weird's right on the money. Spot on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for putting that up, JD. I would tend to agree with it as well. It's not really necessary anymore. Food critic, yes. Movie critics, maybe not so much.
Food's different. Well,
Ramalama latte. Is that a new Starbucks drink, JD? All right. So then next up, we have Vampirella versus Red Sonja #1, incentive virgin cover, 1:40 ratio by Jay Lee. And we have one available for $40.
It's a cool cover.
Marcus, yeah, video game critics probably are a necessary thing. All right, so the last one we have is Sweetie Candy Vigilante number 2, FOC Virgin Incentive Cover, 1 in 10 ratio by Jeff Zorno and Nay Rufino. And I love this cover, Queen Homage. Suggested retail 50, and we have one available for 40.
I love that cover. Little fun fact, Queen is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Freddie Mercury, man was a genius.
Dude's got hands down one of the best voices of any singer, any period. Just he's probably my number 1, number 2 singer of all time.
Died too young, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But then you don't want things to turn out like Elvis and Michael Jackson. And sometimes if you go too long, it gets ugly. All right. And all right, let's get to our last book, and I'm going to do a recap. So last book of the night, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, Dynamic Forces, black and white, exclusive cover, signed in gold by James Tynion IV. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is number 14 to 25, signed in gold, and we have one available for $50. All right, so Preston, buckle up. It's time for the Rex Cap.
Real quick, from that last one with the Queen, or the Queen homage, did they only do metal covers for that one, or is that do they have a regular Virgin cover for that one too? Do you know?
This is a regular Virgin cover. This is not metal.
Oh, I thought. Oh, my bad. I thought you said that one was a metal.
No. This one is a regular Virgin cover. Well, not a regular Virgin cover, but it is not a metal Virgin cover. So it is a FOC incentive, 1 in 40.
My shop actually pulled all of those. They've got them off the side. I think they're actually planning on grading them.
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. So, all right, here we go. Let's go. Let's do the recap. All right. So we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles for $5. Then we had Avengers #1, Deadpool variant, signed by Greg Land. And it is best offer book. I love this cover, man. And Lars Man is currently in the lead at $14. Then we did The Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight #1, signed in gold by Scott Schneider. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available, number 3 of 50, signed in gold. And we have the one available for $30. Then we had Heroes Reborn, Marvel Double Action #1, signed by Tim Seeley. Suggested retail of $39.99. It is a best offer book, and Preston is in the lead at 10. Then we did Batman TMNT #1, Dynamic Forces black and white exclusive cover, signed in gold by James Tynion IV. Number 14 of 25, signed in gold. And we have one available. It is suggested retail of $89.99. And we have one available for $50. Then we did Batman 66, number 23, signed with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $39.99. Then we did Batman Superman number 30, signed with Batman Superman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $41. Then we did All-Star Batman #1, signed with Poison Ivy cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza, colored in the style of Art Adams. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have one available for $75. Then we did Invincible Iron Man number 600, signed with Spider-Gwen cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $75. Then we did Doctor Strange #1, signed with Phoenix cover sketch by Geoffrey Gwynn and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have one available for $75. Then we did Cherish #1, limited edition virgin cover by Mark Silvestri and Omi Ramalante. Man. And we have one available for $40. All right, Kate Creative, you got it, buddy. Let me get you in here. Spider-Gwen's going to creative. You got it, buddy.
Creative, that's awesome. I actually was holding off on that one. I was debating on claiming it at the end if no one claimed it.
And then we had Vampirella versus Red Sonja #1 incentive virgin cover, 1:40 ratio by Jay Lee. And we have the one available for $40.
The man himself.
John Cole, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
And then we had Sweetie Candy Vigilante #2, FOC Virgin incentive cover, 1:10 ratio by Jeff Zorno and Nay Rufino with the Queen homage. And we have one available for $50. All right. And the next three are the premium metal books. They have not been offered yet. And I don't know when they will be going out to retailers, to be quite honest. We have Immortal Red Sonja #7, premium metal cover by Joseph Michael Linsner. And we have the one available for $73. And then we had Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids #4, premium metal cover by Joe Simcoe. And we have the one available for $75. And finally, we have Vampirella Strikes #6, premium metal cover by Steven Segovia. And we have one available for $69.19. All right. And that is the Rex Cap. And we have approximately 2 minutes to the end of the best offers.
John just got back from drinking dinner.
We hate you, John.
Hey, now since we got the Rex Cap out of the way and we're winding down the episode, I gotta ask you. I don't know if you keep up with NBA, but I'm a Nets fan. I'm a Nets fan.
I do. I virtual hug, buddy. Virtual hug.
I can honest to God tell you, I tell all my other friends, I hate this team more than I can't root for them. Clear conscious, I don't like these players to begin with. But what's going on, man?
They got rid of the wrong guy.
Well, Kyrie shouldn't even be. I can't describe anything about Kyrie. I don't know what goes on in his brain.
Well, first,
Yeah,
getting rid of Steve Nash isn't going to solve anything. All right. So they
no, but
fired him.
He shouldn't have been hired to begin with, if we're being honest.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I like what Steve Kerr said. Okay, I'm going to give Steve Nash. I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, Marcus, right? That's going to solve everything, right? Guy gets suspended by the Celtics for his antics, and hey, let's hire him.
The sad thing is we had Udoka though.
Where Rubenstein claim something during the recap? Did I miss it? Oh yes,
I'm going.
Where Rubenstein? Thank you, Jay.
Oh, Sylvester.
The Silvestri. I missed that one. Thank God for Jay. Thank you, Jay. Where Rubenstein, I got it, buddy. Sorry about that. My bad. So, I'm going to say this. I think that Steve Nash could potentially be a good coach. And Steve Kerr said today that he claims, I got you, where Rubenstein. Steve Kerr said, I'm very lucky because I would not have done much better than Steve Nash did in that same situation, which I think
nobody could have.
Right.
Too many injuries, too many new players coming in and out. And
well, you have three problems. Obviously, Kyrie Irving is the biggest problem. Okay. He is a cancer. All right. He has been a cancer on every team he's ever been on. Okay.
I have literally never liked him.
From Cleveland to the Celtics and now the Nets, the guy is a cancer. Okay. And the other problem is, quite honestly, Durant cannot do it by himself. He needed, could Steph Curry do it by himself? I believe he could. Kevin Durant cannot. He cannot carry the team on his back.
I think the key difference with them is that Kevin Durant doesn't want to be the leader. He wants to go out and play basketball, show up to work, call it a day. He doesn't want to be the guy. He's not the man.
But the whole reason he left the Warriors to go to the Nets was he was trying to get that monkey off his back. Okay, because everybody was saying, well, Durant won because he was on the Warriors and he has Steph Curry and and blah 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 and yada yada.
And he never, he wanted it, but he doesn't want it.
Right. So Kyrie Irving, forget about it. All right, the smartest guy was James Harden. He saw this disaster, this sinking ship, and said, you know what, I'm out of here. Okay, I don't care what you say. Okay, yeah, I forced my way out of Houston. Now I'm forcing my way out of Brooklyn. Call me what you will. He's been a great teammate for the Sixers. Okay,
yeah,
he's looking for that ring, and he's looking at this nightmare. Okay, Irving won't, Kyrie won't get the vaccination. All right, Durant's hurt. He's like, dude, we ain't going nowhere. I'm out of here. Okay, go to a team that has a chance.
James Harden has been one of my least favorite players for a very long time, and I hated that he came to the Nets, and I was really upset that he wanted out, but I totally get it, and I respect him for asking out the way he did.
How stupid were they to trade for Ben Simmons? Okay, everybody here that is a Sixers fan knew exactly what you guys were getting. It was a running joke. Okay, the man is a big baby. Okay.
What's even worse? What's even worse is that James Harden. It's always James Harden, Ben Simmons as my least favorite players in the NBA, and we literally got both. Never liked Kyrie Irving, got him too. I like Kevin Durant, but I never wanted him on my team because he's just so mentally soft. And we got him. This has been like my least favorite Nets ever.
Yeah, but here's your problem with Ben Simmons. It's a real problem. Okay. Kyrie, no matter what, can put up some phenomenal points. Okay, Durant actually is doing pretty good this season.
Yeah.
So, but he can't carry the team on his back. Just so losing. Doesn't matter how many points he scores. Ben Simmons for James Harden, that was a bad trade. Okay, the guy can't hit a free throw. He won't shoot the ball because it's all up in his head. All right. I understand why they did it, Marcus.
We literally had to.
I get it. Yeah, I understand that, but I would have done some sort of three-way trade. Okay. All right. Now, I think things might get a little bit better now that Seth Curry's coming back. I think.
See, that's the other thing that nobody is talking about. Like on ESPN, they're just saying, "Oh, look at all the problems. They're 1-5." We didn't have Seth Curry. We didn't have Joe Harris for the longest time. Ben Simmons. I mean, while I don't really count him for much, he's out too. We had nobody playing. Everybody's hurt. They don't even like Steve Nash. They didn't respect him. And he's a terrible coach. I thoroughly believe that these players, I watch all the games. I just, it's what I do. Despite me hating these players, I watch these games. It's a coaching issue. There are no runs. There are no plays being run. At the very end, there's no defense being played. They all play ISO ball because there's nothing being set. I firmly believe with a good coach, maybe we do hire Udoka again. I think it'll pan out. They're all friendly with him. We had him about 2 years ago, and then he left and got a head coaching gig. Do I like what he did? No. Does he fit into the circus with the rest of the team? Absolutely.
I just don't think there's anything you can do. You've got the wrong combination. But we're over our time, so we got to go. But, hey, call me tomorrow. We'll talk some more about that. All right. Thank you, everyone. John Cole warning that German food is heavy. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I think John's going to be back. Are you going to be back next week, John? Or are you going on yet another vacation?
Yeah, John got another vacation coming.
I'm pretty sure John's going to be back next week, but who knows? His wife might book a condo somewhere, and then he's out of here. Alex, thank you. I feel bad for you because you're a Nets fan. Call me tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about.
Hey.
Keep in mind, Nick is going to be on his original art show this coming Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be on with Robbie at noontime on his channel, PCP, YouTube channel, PCP. And on the 11th, very, very important, there's going to be Black Panther Namor original art on the November 11th. Nick will be bringing a total of $500,000 worth of original art. First appearance of Shuri, original art. So it's going to be a phenomenal show. Now, that is not this Friday, but November 11th. So make sure you tune in. That's going to be a big show.
All starts at $1 too.
Everybody. What's that?
I said all starts at $1 too.
Yeah, we're going to buy Amy a gun. She's going to be armed security during the show. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Go Phils.
Thank you again.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.